Well, thanks for joining me. Ephesians 5 and 11, Paul says, take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. As Christians, as we, in the verse before, he's talking about discerning what is pleasing to the Lord. And he says, listen, do not take part of that. There are many people who will try to co-opt us, who will try to grab, say, come join me, come, this is a good cause, this is good, let's do this. Things like social justice and things like that, and you don't know what agenda they've got. We've got to discern. Certain marches, certain parades, certain protest actions, many of these things we have to stay away from. We need to be discerning. We need to know what is of God. You are safe to stay on the side of Jesus and search and study and understand, okay, what is this all about? Our warfare is not fought by protests and marches and parades and things like that. I'm not saying that, well, sometimes you can have like a march for Jesus, that something is wrong with that. I'm not talking about that. Our warfare is fought in the Spirit by prayer, by fasting, preaching and teaching the Word of God. Take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness. He said instead of us being a part of that which is wicked, that which is evil, taking part and turning a blind eye, he says expose them. Expose them. We have the right, we have the mandate of God to expose the works of darkness, whether it's witchcraft, it's any form of the occult, things like that, sexual immorality, false religion, false ideology, anything that is coming that is not in alignment with the gospel. We are to expose those things. We need to speak up, say what God says, what the Word of God says. He says, look, you know what? It is shameful even to speak of the things that they do in secret. So many things that are happening behind closed doors, in homes, in hotel rooms, in bedrooms, and even sometimes even try to do them openly, but in shady places. Paul is saying it is shameful to speak of the things that people do in secret, that people in the world they're engaging in. It is shameful. But we are not to take part in these things. We are to expose them. Do not be a part of it. Christians have to walk circumspectly. Christians have to walk wisely. Christians have to walk in a way that glorifies the Lord.